ارتبط العرب منذ فجر التاريخ بالإبل حتى أصبحت معلماً مرتبطاً بالحضارة العربية لتصبح جزءاً مهماً من موروثنا ويتعرف عليه باقي العالم. كريستينا آدمز صحفية وكاتبة اكتشفت أهمية حليب الإبل وتأثيره المباشر على ابنها الوحيد المصاب بالتوحد. Christina, welcome to Saudi Arabia. Is this your first time coming here?
It is my first time.
You're a writer and you wrote very interesting articles and a book as well about camel's milk. Can you tell us more about its relation? How does it, let's say, its impact on autism?
I had the idea that camel milk would help my son's autism when I was at a children's book festival and I saw a camel and I thought, what is a camel doing here? So I went over and the man was selling soap and lotion made from camel milk and I said, what else do they do with the milk? And he said they give it to premature infants in the hospitals in the Middle East and it might be close to human milk. That gave me my idea because I knew that autism was connected to immune dysfunction and that the symptoms of autism could sometimes improve or decrease based on what the child ate. So then I tried to get it from any place. I couldn't find it. I had to fly it in from Palestine, Bedouins in the desert. I gave it to my son and he got better overnight. I don't say the word cure, but his improvement was very great, about 30% overall.
Tell us more about his improvement. How was it apparent on him?
I gave him at night for bedtime snack about 4 ounces of milk, which is about 130 milliliters approximately. The next day, he was so different in the morning. He got up, he got dressed better, and he came down the stairs and he started saying things like, Mom, you're so good to me. You make my medicine, you make my food. You're so nice to me. I really love you. You're really great, you know. And then he was eating more neatly. A lot of our children with autism have poor fine motor skills. They can be rather messy. So suddenly his food wasn't falling on the floor or slipping around. Then he picked up his backpack, put it on himself, put on his own shoes, and said, who's taking me to school today? Who's picking me up today? And that was just amazing. Much better organization and awareness of what was going on.
Okay, but as a writer, would you take this into a next step, like to actually or scientifically try to prove the connection? And let's say, could we hope for a cure from camel's milk, do you think?
Well, I have been a writer for many years. I started my work in the government and in aerospace, so I was used to dealing with very complicated topics. So when I turned my attention to autism and then the importance of foods, I really got that background in biology. So really, basically, it's the intuition of what you see that might help your child, because you have to become a detective of sorts. So ever since that moment, I became intrigued much more with camels and camel milk. I started reaching out to camel owners around the country and then the world, and I correspond with scientists, veterinarians, all kinds of people, and I've written a medical journal article which right before I came to Saudi got its 15th citation by researchers. So I think that's a pretty good testament. Plus, I might add that now it's not just my son, because of publications and everything that I have done and based on his experience, many, many thousands of children around the world now are using camel milk for autism.
Christina, did you see actual cases for autistic children who actually benefited from camel's milk?
I have seen hundreds and hundreds of cases personally now because people reach out to me from around the world. And I've also met the children and families quite often. And I see videotapes and clips and things like that from people that are not in my country as well. So also the merchants around the world get in touch with me. They are selling now a volume of milk to the patients of families with autism.
So this is your first time to Saudi Arabia. Tell us, where are you going? What are you planning to do? And does it have any relation to do with camel's milk?
I was invited to the King Abdulaziz Camel Festival because this year they have the first ever camel conference. And this brought together a group of researchers and science people around the world. So I'm very honored to be invited by the Camel Club of Saudi Arabia, as well as supported by the International Camel Organization. So that was a wonderful conference we had. And so I got to learn more and share and contribute on the future of the camel. And then now I'm lucky enough to come to this beautiful farm and see camels in their natural habitat. So I basically came to connect with scientists and researchers and people at the Camel Club and the festival. And then some people have been very kind as to invite me to share my knowledge with them. So I'll be going to Qasim, then I'll also be going back to Riyadh and maybe perhaps sharing information with some autism centers.
Christina, it's nice having you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
شعل السعد، MBC جدة.